Hello and welcome to BikeSocial and welcome to Bruntingthorpe airfield. It's an old proving ground with changeable surfaces. There's a lot of concrete, new tarmac, there's some drain covers, there's a bit of gravel here and there, and also a 2-mile straight. It's the ideal place for testing motorcycles. So Yamaha have joined us today. They've brought along a NIKEN, one of the first in the country. Yeah, that's right, that's the 3-wheel motorbike with that glorious engine out of the MT-09. We've also invited 9 readers, so let's see how they get on.
That is the best thing ever. That is brilliant. First corner you get to as you come out, you just instantly just pin it, and the back end's just going rah, rah, rah. It's awesome. It's like that's the biggest safety net to f about with. Excuse my language. That's superb. Where's Jeff? Jeff, that's just mate.
This could be the last ride of this bike. You realise that?
Bloody brilliant! That's good. That is good. You see a drain coming and you're like, come on then! That is so stable on the front. There's just so much grip there. It's unbelievable. That is great fun. That is really great fun.
Holy shit! What a machine that is! I've never had stability like it. Pegs, pegs, pegs.
Yeah.
No skipping, no slipping. Amazing bit of kit. Phenomenal.
Feels huge. Didn't like the gearbox. Not for me. Didn't like it. I don't think the riding position I find quite uncomfortable, to be honest. Gearbox kept getting neutral when I was doing it, so don't know why. Yeah, when you're in the corner on the bumpy bits, it does feel quite nice, but the position I just find really uncomfortable. The seat's far too wide for me, so no. That is just naughty.
Yeah? Naughty.
So yeah, what? Oh, just have to recalibrate after one lap because it just the back comes out all the time.
Yeah?
Just so
In a good way?
Huh?
In a good way?
Yeah,
Is
really
that
nice.
because of the grip? Are you like...
Yeah, I'm so used to just using the back brake on the scrambler. I did the same on that, and the back just started weaving out, and it scares you first of all, and then you just think, oh, actually, this is quite good fun. So then you just have another go at next lap round.
That just shouldn't be possible. That is incredible. I've never pegged a bike before.
No, not yet.
Oh, boots, everything. That is sensational.
Yeah, you probably have to beat off the pegs.
Yeah, I've kept in the end of this boot going round. It just doesn't see. You go into it, you think that's not possible. Fantastic.
That was absolutely confidence inspiring. And 110 doesn't even feel that fast on this bike. But I have to admit, in the corners you just feel so comfortable. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I really like it. I really, really do. It's a beefy bike for me, but it's very, and it's very comfortable as well.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really good. Why all bikes don't have quick shifters, I don't know really, to be honest with you, but that's fantastic, isn't it? Because of the change in road surface, doesn't bother it at all. Absolutely flat and yeah, really nice. Yeah, very impressed with that. That's quite an astonishing piece of kit, isn't it?
I still haven't ridden it.
Oh, and yeah? You should have a go.
Very, very nice, very smooth. Very, very smooth, very comfortable. Yeah, it was great fun. Absolutely great fun.
Somebody said you've got to recalibrate, but it's f***ing excellent, isn't it? I was wobbling around on that MV out there, but you just, second corner, you're like, oh yeah, I can get my knee down. Oh, the peg's down. Oh, it's just awesome. It's not that quick, is it, on the straight? You're like, oh, but corners is, for somebody like me on track, this would be wicked, because that's quick enough. Awesome. Yes. I want to take this one.
That's amazing. I really love it. It's just so solid, easy. Oh yeah, I need a lot more miles on this, but I like it. I like it a lot. Bye-bye.
Undeniably, the front end is fantastic, especially going through corners, sort of uneven road surfaces and stuff like that. It's a shame we didn't get a chance to try it out in the wet. But as a bike, ignoring the front end, I think the engine lacked a bit of power, to be honest with you. It was topping out next to an MV, which is basically the same engine, and it was nowhere near as fast as yours one was. The low speed, the front end does feel heavy. You're steering through the when you're steering through the cones and what have you, when we were doing that earlier on. Yeah. All in all, it's a nice concept, and and I think a lot of people would like it for commuting on that sort of thing. You know, it's very confidence inspiring.
Actually, yeah, that'd be awesome in bad weather, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So an all year, all rounder, I think it would be quite good. Yeah.
Cool. And Patricia, what have you found? Because you come from a ZX6, haven't you?
Yes. Well, once again, I would have to agree that it definitely doesn't have as much power as I would like. But once again, it's not that kind of bike. But I think for cornering, I think it can teach you a lot. It's got a lot more potential than I have talent, or unexplored talent as of yet. And I'm actually perfectly happy with it. I would love to have this bike just to practice on.
Yeah.
And same thing, it grips the road lovely around bumps and corners, and I mean, yeah, I think it's a really decent bike.
What did you find, Steve?
Personally, I think it had more than enough power for me. I've only come from 75 horsepower on the Scrambler, but yeah, I think it's deceptive that we've got 2 miles of effectively 6-lane motorway, and so it is easy to run out of top speed. But pulling away from here, just phenomenal acceleration. Incredible braking, and I agree with you. I think as a training tool for track use, I think it would be fantastic to give you that feeling to give you the confidence to tip in and to get the back out a little bit. I'm at the moment I'm unconvinced as to whether I'd want it for everyday use. I think it shows its weight at low speeds. I feel a little bit uncomfortable putting it on the side stand, and it just feels like it could topple. But yeah, I wanted to come in. I didn't want to come in hating it, but I thought I was going to hate it when I arrived. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
You got raving about it, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
In the sweet shop.
Yeah.
Nick, what did you think? I mean, you ride it a hell of a lot, and your blood bike as well. So you ride it a lot.
I think it has its uses. I think it's a great second bike. I think if people had a choice, would they just have this bike? And I have to say that I probably wouldn't. But on days when I'm feeling lazy, days the weather's bad, days when you want to go out and just abuse something, it's fun, you know. And everyone that was here today, we've all jumped on it. No one's had any problems actually riding the thing. But I have to agree. I think it just needs a bit more legs. You know, the fact that you can rev it out. I know you're saying it's a 2 mile stretch, but you know, most B roads you get a stretch of a mile or whatever, and at a mile it's probably had enough. But from the point of, you know, riding it and the build quality and what they've designed, it's amazing, you know, and the fact that anyone can get on it and ride it, and it's not too heavy, the brakes work really well. So, but I'd say it would make a great second bike, but I don't think it's, you know, I wouldn't run out tomorrow and buy one, but I'd love to have one about just in case I felt like riding it.
Yeah. What are you, Graham?
I really liked it.
You commute every day, don't you?
I do 100 miles a day to and from work. For me, it makes perfect sense. You know, all year round, day in, day out, going to work and back through crappy traffic, crappy weather. It's just easy riding. You don't have to think about, oh, is that standing water going to affect me? Oh, look at that diesel. You know, you can just ride over it and it's not going to fall over or drop away from you. So, from a commuter's point of view, it makes sense. And I'm coming from a Versus 650, so the top speed's not an issue for me. I don't cut around at 100 miles an hour. I just ride at normal road speeds. It was comfy, it inspires confidence. Even though we weren't riding in the wet, you could tell that it would be great. It would just inspire so much confidence, tipping in, just keep that throttle pinned and then come out the other side. And it's just a great bike. You know, the pickup's brilliant, the brakes are good. You know, I haven't really got a bad way to say about it, and I just really appreciate the engineering that goes into it as well. I mean, watching that parallelogram move, it's just a thing of beauty. So, no, I really liked it.
That's brilliant. What about you, Dan?
I really like it too.
Yeah.
It gives me all the same feelings of fun and excitement I look for when I go out on my bike. I go to work and back every day, and I don't see that I would get bored of that quickly. The front end confidence is brilliant because you lean around a corner and all that stuff, all those little wobbles that when you hit a drain cover or a little stone or something or a bit patch of weird ground, it gives you a wobble and you back off a little bit. Whereas on that, it's almost like it always invites you to go for it. It's like, yeah, there's a drain cover, so what? Have that. Yeah, it's great. It's just so inviting to muck about. You know, I don't think the power was an issue, really. I think for the size of bike it is, I mean, it's heavy, it's big. Like, it is still a big bike, and I think it still picks up pretty well.
Yeah. Tony?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think for the weight of it, you don't feel it when you're riding. You certainly, my big fear coming into it was that those two wheels on the front would make it feel that it was heavy to turn, it was hard to turn. It's absolutely none of that. It just turns in, lovely, light, and as we said before, absolutely confidence inspiring. It's fantastic. It's a little bit too much for me, where I'm finding I'm pushing and playing with the back end and messing about like that, and that's not a long-term strategy really. But in terms of what it will do and how it performs, yes, you find the limits of ground clearance, but I think that says a lot about it on a sketchy surface with lots of different changes, that all of us are confident enough to go around and within a couple of laps be scratching the pegs on there. There's not many bikes you could say that about, so I'm properly impressed.
You want to know what it's like to wheelie?
Yeah, I just wondered if it can wheelie or whether the front stick.
I don't know, ask someone who can wheelie, don't ask me.
You wheelied it.
That was by accident. Yeah, it felt completely normal. It felt absolutely normal. It doesn't feel like, in the same way as when you were talking about the cornering at the top of the circuit, it feels like a normal bike. To wheelie, it feels like a normal bike. That's as hard or as easy as
Don't
you
you
find
feel
wheelies.
extra weight in the top of
No,
that?
not at all.
Really?
No, I thought you would too. When you look at it, you think, oh, it's going to be a load of clutch and you've really got to gas it up. But
Yeah.
you don't. You just do the normal. It depends what your wheelie technique is. If it's to just let it go up on the power, then it probably won't do it because it probably hasn't got it. But if you just let it dribble along and then just look, dip the clutch, that old technique, old school, up it comes. And then it's about controlling it and trying to catch it. I find quick shifters aren't very good because they momentarily cut the ignition. So as the bike comes up, you go into second and you cut the ignition and it's like, oh, back down again. So you sort of have to wait for it to get a little bit higher, I think. Not that I know. But yeah, no, it's as hard or as easy as a normal bike to wheelie. Don't know what would happen if it was crossed up in the wind and it came down like completely sideways. That might be a bit more. But, yeah, but no, it felt
What about drifting it?
completely normal. Yeah, it will do it, but it's a bit like the wheelies. It could be as dangerous as you want it to be.
Does it feel safer to drift that than
Yes.
We're not suggesting anybody
No.
goes out and drifts one.
No, it depends again what you call by drifting. If it's just letting the traction control chirp a little bit as you come out of a corner, it's brilliant for that. Yeah, because the front is so solid, you've got no idea that the front is going to move. It feels so planted. You can just literally tease the back end and go, oh, here it comes, here it comes. If you turn it off completely, get to the apex as far over as you can, and then open the throttle really hard, you'll still get launched into orbit.
Is that what you just did?
I can testify to that. Fortunately, the bike was still there when I came back down. But Yeah. So yeah.
Do you think if you'd have been on a two-wheel bike in that, I suppose it's hard to say, but in that exact same situation you just found yourself in, would you have been off?
Don't know
with the
which
front
bike. If it's got 6-axis inertial IMU traction control out of its eyeballs, maybe not. It would let you drift, and they're really intelligent, and they'll let you come out a bit, but it won't be too much. I mean, the reason I did it was because I'm an idiot, but I was in third gear, so it's relatively low. It's kind of a mid-rangey one. So you get to the apex and you wound it on, and once the back comes round, the revs are still building. You're still making power. It's still adding torque. So it wants to keep coming round. Whereas the second time I was sliding it a little bit, it was in second gear, I think. So it's much higher in the revs. So when it does come round, it just goes into over rev. It's coming off the top of the power curve, without sounding too like I know what I'm doing, because I haven't got a clue. But that was insane. Yeah, I don't know if you could. Certainly on a normal traction control bike, it would take you a lot more build up to get to the point where you are happy to muck about like that. Whereas on that thing, you're straight into it, because it's got so much grip at the front. You just think, yeah, let's play. It's like, it's almost unfair to say it's like a roller coaster, because that makes it sound like it's dull. But roller coasters are exciting, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, who gets on a roller coaster and goes, oh, that was really boring? Yeah. So it's kind of that. That's the sort of experience, really. That's my take on it.